Okay, so, hi, welcome back to another Creepypasta story video. Today, Creepypasta I'm doing is called Venting Download, but before I get into it, I do want to say a few things. First off, the video is one take, so if you hear me stumble, mumble, fumble, and mess up my words, I'm sorry, this is one take. But second thing, I do want to say, please consider using code GOONS at gamersubs.gg. It's code GOONS, and you can use that to get 10% off at checkout. Okay, so outside that, let's get into it. This Creepypasta is called Venting Download. I remember the early days of YouTube. Those were the good old days. I am a true gamer, and I was into web shows on YouTube that revolved around video games. One of my favorite series was called Remember This Game, about obscure games, narrated by a YouTuber user named JHF who unfortunately deleted his channel. In October, he made an episode revolving around a banned computer game called Venting. The game featured a lot of disturbing content and has since been banned. I thought the story made for a good creepypasta article without actually being one. While I can't bring you the original video, I can give you a transcript. Remember This Game, episode 14, the Halloween special. The theme song plays. Remember This Game, Venting. Hello, this is your video game wizard, here once again. Back in 2004, I was really into downloadable online games. There remain to pick from, some I remember and some that I don't. One that I will never forget is Venting. At first, I never played it. The website I downloaded it from was a very generic and didn't give off the sense of a fun game. Then a friend of mine who had played the game told me not to play it, that it was the most frightening game he had ever played. I became curious and decided to download the game, despite my friend's advice. Apparently, it came with backgrounds you could put on your computer. I'll get into that in a few minutes. This is where poor quality footage from the game begins to play. It turned out to be a first-person shooter. There were a lot of fun ones back in those days. The gameplay itself was not all that fun and extremely generic. It didn't look like developers put much effort into the game, and it only consisted of 12 levels. And all of them were basically the same level design. The environment was non-existent. The ground was in 360-degree flat landscape with no textures. The sky was a light yellowish gray. The enemies were non-threatening and didn't do anything. They just stood there without any movement whatsoever, with the exception of occasional head turns. They were all the same 3D character model, just copied and pasted into each level. Each level had a different 3D model and were supposed to shoot them. Compared to modern violent games like San Andreas and even Resident Evil 4, the game wasn't as graphic, but it lacked any of the multiple objectives like in those games. You shoot the characters and they just fall down as the little blood squirts. And the only objective to the whole game is to shoot people and nothing else. The sound in the game was so close to being non-existent. The only sound in the whole game is the song Fur Elise being played on the synthesizer over and over again. So this is where Fur Elise plays. I was about to stop playing the game after the first level, but then I realized the whole point of it was to kill a certain number of people. After killing all the copy and paste characters in the first level, you'll be given a free computer background. A screen came up that read, "You killed 57 people. Click here for your free background." I clicked the button for the background and was horrified to see what it was. A photo of a dead teenage boy, laying in a grass field near a park bench. His body had 4 bullet holes in it. The creepy thing was that the boy looked like a character model in the first level. The character model for the second level was an older bald man, and after beating that level, you are given another background. This time, it was a photo of a dead bald man who looks like the character model in the second level. He also appeared to have bullet holes in him. His body was lying in a swimming pool. I wanted to stop, but it felt like something was making me continue. I felt like I was uncovering some kind of murder mystery. After beating all 12 levels, I was introduced with the only cutscene in the whole game. We see the landscape of dead bodies, then we finally see the character you play as. It was revealed to be a stark white humanoid with no detail. not even any facial features. After shooting all of these people, it points the gun at his own face and pulls the trigger. When his body drops to the ground, and if you listen closely, you can hear the faint sound of someone crying as the text reading "Game Over" appears on the screen. This is where the sound of the crying plays. I don't know why, but I saved the photos of the dead bodies. I gave them to my local police department, and it turns out the game was developed by Jonathan Whitestone Banks, a self-loathing college game designer from North Carolina. The following day, after putting the game on the internet, he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. He left behind a suicide note where he confessed to the deaths of the 18 people, 12 of which were the people in the photos. The website where I downloaded the game from was deleted a few weeks after reporting the photos to the police. The strange thing is that none of the people he killed were identified. I know I shouldn't do this, but disregarding the whole backstory, this game was the worst thing that I have ever played. There was no competition, no gameplay, no nothing. The only two reasons to play this game were for the whole backstory and get a feeling of what it's like to see through the eyes of a psychopath. I won't give a rating knowing about this game. I can't give one. Anyway, that's the whole story. Hope it was informative, and Halloween is only a few days away. I hope you have a good one. This is your video game wizard, signing off. So, that was Venting Download. Hopefully you all enjoyed the creepypasta. I probably won't be posting this in October because I do already kind of have a Halloween story in mind. But hopefully you all enjoyed this creepypasta. I thought it was pretty good. I think it's a lot better than the last one I read today, but it is what it is. But thank you guys so much for watching. You being here means a lot to me, so thank you. And yeah. So, that's about it. Use code GOONS at GameStops.gg to get 10% off at checkout and all that good stuff. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy it, please leave a like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.